What's up guys, my name is Liam, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the brand new GlssWrks Zane glass mouse pad. This is their fastest release to date, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down how my experience with this pad has been so far. I'll be comparing it to some of the previous competition out there, and hopefully by the end of this video I'll be able to help you decide whether or not this could possibly be the perfect glass pad for you. So let's check it out. And before we get started today, I did want to let you know this was sent out to me. However, everything you'll be hearing in this video is going to be my own words and my own opinions. Included inside the box, it does come with this flyer with this cool looking artwork on it. Also does come with a cleaning cloth. I already have a couple of these, so I have not opened that up yet. And it also does come included with these dot skates. This is a collab that they did with Ghost Glides, to my understanding, the Cyclone Pros, and really have been enjoying these dot skates a lot. These are on track to probably be some of my favorite dot skates out there that I've ever used on glass pads. So they have a really smooth and quick glide. So if you are planning on picking this pad up, really cool to be able to try these out. If you don't get a chance to grab one of these, I would highly recommend purchasing these from Ghost Glides when they do become available, if you are a glass pad user. So here we got a look of the glass pad itself. They actually did go with a male figure this time as opposed to a female in all their previous pads, but just as per usual with the typical GlssWrks pads, super clean, clear quality. Image looks nice and sharp on here. The colors pop. So this definitely does have a really clean and solid looking aesthetic to it. The dimensions of this are coming in at 490 millimeters in width by 420 millimeters in height, and this is sitting at 2.8 millimeters in thickness. For the base, this is using their custom silicone backing on here, and it has been very sticky and gripping very nicely on my desk. I haven't had any issues with it moving around on me. And even though this glass pad is really thin enough already as it is, they are also using this edgeless design. So the edges on this look great and they feel great. No noticeable issues with it bothering my forearm as I've been using this. For the surface, this does have a bit of a different feeling compared to some of their previous pads, like the Kazumi, for example, that just had that ultra smooth feeling to it. This one, as you are rubbing your finger across the surface, you do notice a bit more of a texture there. When it comes to the dynamic glide, I mean, you're just going to get an extremely ultra fast glide. In fact, where I've been putting out videos talking about the new fastest glass pad, this is another one of those that is coming out just slightly ahead of just about everything that I've been testing it against. Even though it is close to one of the previous pads that Tekusai released, you're going to get just an ultra fast glide with this. With the texture on the surface, when it does come to the static, since this is a glass pad, I feel like regardless on glass pads, you're going to always get a pretty low sense of static friction, especially with this being just as fast as it is. However, with this texture, when you do add additional weight on top of your mouse, or if you're to push into the surface, it does give you a actually really decent sense of control. So a really nice static friction. I feel like even though this pad is super fast, I still feel like you get a pretty good sense of precision while you're trying to make shots. Of course, if you are used to playing on much faster pads, like other types of glass pads, is still going to be much faster than any type of cloth pad out there. But really, the performance on this does feel great. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the comparisons. All right, so first up, we're going to compare this over here to the Beast. And just so you guys do know what the texture on this, I'm not sure if every single pad that's coming out of the factory, I'm sure there's always going to be some type of variance to it. So do keep that in mind in the testing. That's just always the case in all these videos that I do. I need to start putting that out as a disclaimer a little bit more. However, the experience with the pads that I have right here in front of me, going back and forth between both of these, the Beast was one of the previous fastest pads that I had ever tested. However, the difference between both of these is in the static friction. I do feel like the Zane has a little bit less of static friction. So I do feel like I get a little bit additional control over here on the Beast. However, when it does come to the dynamic glide between both of these, the Zane to me does feel noticeably quicker. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and we will drop the glide test comparison between both of these. All right, and next up, just to be clear, the Zane is very obviously faster than any other GlssWrks pads that I've tested. I just want to be clear on that. On my channel, the previous fastest glass pad that I've ever tested, at least from a production sample anyways, was the Phantom. And really, I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. The differences between both of these in terms of performance can really just go either way. They're honestly really just that close to one another. And what I mean by that is when it does come to the static friction, really not that far between both of these. I mean, there could possibly be a hair more of additional static friction that I'm getting here on the Zane, but again, just really close. And then when it does come to the dynamic friction, as far as the glide goes, really these are very close to one another. And I was kind of finding that just through my experience with not only the feeling of this, but the testing I was getting, that the Zane was just coming out like a hair quicker over here on the dynamic. So very close just in performance overall between both of these. Let's go ahead and we will drop a glide test comparison between both of them. All right, guys, so that about wraps things up on the GlssWrks Zane. And they've always just done a fantastic job with coming out with the glass pads they do come out with. I mean, everything from the premium feeling of the base, this edgeless design, the surface, everything has been really feeling great and performing great. I don't necessarily prefer playing on surfaces that are this quick myself, but I will say that the performance of this, even coming in as fast as it does come in at, still has a really nice sense of control. So I haven't had too many issues where I'm getting any real issues with my pinpoint accuracy or anything like that in the types of games that I am playing. So nice that a surface can be this fast and not feel like it's too slippery. Again, that's just going to be based on your preference on what you do prefer in a pad. Definitely felt slipperier types of surfaces out there when it comes to the static friction. So still pretty easy to aim with, getting a really fast glide speed. But yeah, this is absolutely all around just an incredible pad, as always, that does come out from them. So if you guys do have any additional questions or feel like I left anything out, please let me know in the comments down below. If you have enjoyed watching this video and are interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.